The
The
boys are
boys
back
are
in
back in
town.
town.
Welcome to
Yeah,
the
everyone's in
MWA official podcast. I am one of your three co-hosts, Jonathan Colt, the last of a dying breed, and I'm here with one of my regular co-hosts today, Dobby, the Last Bastion. How are you doing?
Hello, Cole. I'm doing very well. How are you?
Doing well. Unfortunately, I'm really sad. I'm getting really sad because Jacob's not here with us today. Jacob is
Yeah,
wrestling like
we
like a
wrestling.
bum. Like imagine wrestling in real life.
Imagine.
It couldn't be me. So unfortunately,
Imagine wrestling when we're talking about virtual wrestling here. What the fuck, Jacob?
exactly fucking traitor that guy is.
Nerd.
But we did have to get our replacement. We did have to get our unofficial fourth host in here. We had to get Dopple, the Junkyard
The
Dog.
longest running host in MWA podcast history, and it's gonna stay that way until we get Cruz on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that guy.
Dopple,
Yeah.
how are you?
I'm doing good. I'm happy to be here with my buddies. I'm excited to get my thoughts on the show.
Me
Yeah.
too, but before we get into that, we gotta get into the promos. But there was only one this week,
The
according to
promo,
Dog.
more like.
Yeah, we
There
gotta get
it
into
is,
the
yes.
promo.
Very, very short promo section this week, unless we go on a very long tangent about this 3-minute promo. But I am, because the last one was Vox's promo, and we only have the Hironaka phone call outside of La Bar. That's literally all we got to cover as far as promos go this week. So let's get into it. Like I said, it's a Hironaka promo outside the bar. He usually frequents, and he gets a phone call. I believe he gets a phone call from Boston, or he makes one. Can't remember. Actually, no, he gets the Boston one, and then he calls someone after. He gets a call from Boston in regards to his next title defense, and obviously everything stemming from when Atom requested last week to get the Extreme stuff taken away. And it seems to have worked because Hironaka didn't believe it, but here was Boston telling him over the phone that is the case, and he will be defending on the show against Vox in a regular match. And he didn't take too kindly to this, because after that he made a call to his seemingly weapons dealer, and
Bob.
It was Bob the weapons dealer. I believe it was, how many light tubes was it?
Like
250 or 200 maybe.
I was gonna say
Yeah,
200,
something
but
around that.
250 sounds a little right. I don't remember, but
Yeah.
somewhere around the 200 mark.
Yeah.
So just a big old order of light tubes, which he asked to be cancelled. Sadly, could not be cancelled. So now he just has 200 or 250 light tubes that he has nothing. He can't use because there's no more hardcore with the television title. So he's kind of in an unfortunate financial position there. This was funny. This is kind of exactly the angle I wanted them to take with obviously we've been saying on the podcast. That me and Jacob more so, have been saying we wanted it to go back to TV title, and then that's what it's done here essentially. And I really like the way it was done here. I think it was done very clever in the fact of, Hironaka has to adapt, and that's exactly what we were hoping for. And yeah, I think Vinny did a really good job selling the kind of shock that it was real, considering he won it in such an extreme match in an electrified cage match on a ship. But now he just has to sort of go back to normal wrestling, and it's a big shift for him, and we see that in the show itself. I think that was really well done. Sorry, on the show and in this promo. And yeah, I'm a big fan of this promo. I like what Vinny's up to right now. Good shit all around. Yeah, I ain't got much else to add. Dopple, what did you think of this?
I really enjoyed this one, honestly. I think Vinny has gotten so much better at compressing his promo times, and
Yeah.
I really liked the angle he took with this. I don't think he was really treading much new ground, saying anything we didn't already know.
Yeah.
But I did like the bit with Bob being the weapons dealer.
That was very good.
But yeah, I don't think it's treading any new ground, but I do like seeing Vinny putting out promos. It's just showing how Hironaka is dealing with it from his side.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, Colt, what did you think of this promo?
Vinny My Sheila, I love this. I like this
Appreciate that.
a whole lot. Vinny like he was at the bar, like the death row bar, kind of like the
Yeah,
shield chair, but the death row bar. But um, uh, yeah, I want to see like the 250 light tubes like come back in like a later angle, maybe when like Vinny has another death match. Maybe I don't know when that's gonna ever be, but like
yeah.
when he eventually does have his next death match, like maybe call back to 250 light tubes. Like, I have 250 light tubes. What do I do with them? All right, let's have a 250 light tube death match.
That would be really, yeah, I think that'd be really good. I
I
also said, oh, sorry, I was just gonna say, I said something in MWA chat, where he just, like, when he has meet and greets, he just signs light tubes and gives them to fans, or like tries to sell them off as like collector's items, and then that's how he like shills them. I think that'd
see
be really funny as
the
well.
issue of selling light tubes that are signed is if you sell them in the mail, they are getting broken.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying, like, in like a meetup sense, just like sign it there for
No,
him.
I'm saying the fans can't resell them, but
That's
what I
true, yeah.
was what was I gonna say? Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say I don't think they're gonna keep the TV title like normal rules for long, given the fact that Vinny's holding it. I have a feeling that this is gonna be an angle they do for like a month until the next pay-per-view where Vinny like manages to get it brought back. And it's more just like a feeler of how people react to the TV title being back to
I can
normal
see
for now.
that.
Because I think it is going back to normal after a point, just
Yeah.
not for the whole of Vinny's reign.
I can see that, yeah, no, I think that's a fair point. Yeah, I suppose that is like a good way of looking at it, and then maybe I don't know, maybe he runs it back with Atom down the line, and Atom does something to win the belt, and then he's like, okay, it's my decision now. I'm not gonna defend it in death matches. Please, Boston, listen to me again. I think that would be like a good way to take that angle. But yeah, I like the TV title scene. I have some thoughts on like a specific person in it right now. Not anything offensive. Just I think Cass covered it in her question of the day answers. I just want more variety in that scene, I suppose. And yeah, I enjoyed this promo. I enjoyed this little angle, and I'm excited to see where it goes from here. But has anyone got anything to add before we basically immediately get into the show itself?
No, not really.
Yeah,
It's going to
good
be
to
a
go.
relatively short one today. But yeah, but before we get into the actual show, technically, we have a cold open, and that has me in it. Hello.
Hey, dude.
I'm in a hospital after everything that happened with Schiff last week. Obviously, I got brutalized by Schiff, so I was in a hospital. Getting my injuries treated to, I suppose. I was playing Angry Birds on my phone, and I hear I got a visitor. I'm very excited. I think it's Dopple, and Tara is stood in the room. Of course, this is related to last week when Tara went to the church, and the Reverend tried to pickpocket her. She beat his ass, and he said she can go to another church. She didn't know where to go, and she's like, I know who to ask. It was, of course, me, formerly the father, and if Tara seems to think I can help her. But as I am in this promo, I am no longer the father, so I'm not very open to that because it was a weak spot, as I said, of the Dobby character, and he just doesn't want to revisit that. And Tara does not take this well. She threatens me, yells at me, swears, and in fact the SpongeBob dolphin sound comes up because of it.
Yeah, I
Fucking
love
Tommy.
that. I haven't had that written about those. I was gonna mention that.
She what's it called? I was talking to her after the fact because she edited this. She told me she didn't mean to swear, so she had to put that noise in to like keep the character, which popped me huge. And then the nurse, who was played by Slickbait, has to like escort her out because she's getting too rowdy. And then I get up to close the door, and my cheeks are hanging out the back of my little outfit. Yeah, this is a lot of fun to film.
Yeah, I didn't see this in time live. Like I just came back, sat down, opened the stream, and all I saw was the end of Dobby's cheeks, like pixelated as he got up to shut the door, and that was all I got for the promo until like the show came out.
Yeah, it was This is very fun. I'm very excited to get to do more stuff like this with Tara because it's no fucking secret. I love what Tara does, and I'm so excited to be involved in it. But yeah, this is a lot of fun. It was funny as well because the recording of this was basically Tara couldn't do her like crazy voice, so she had to overlay it. So the actual recording of the promo is like me being scared and shit. Every time like Tara speaks, it's just her in her normal voice, basically telling me what she's gonna say, so I could react. So like when she screams at me when I'm on the bed, she's just like, "Okay, I'm gonna scream and go no here." Um, so it's just sort of me reacting to nothing, and it was really funny in the recording. And Jimmy was the one who recorded this for us, and he made a point to say after, "Oh yeah, I made a point to zoom in on your cheeks for this." I'm like, thanks, Jimmy. Very cool.
Exposed.
What a cameraman he is. No, but yeah, I had a ton of fun filming this. Obviously, I couldn't say too much last week, knowing Tara was referring to me. But yeah, no, this was a lot of fun, and I'm excited to do more stuff with Tara. But yeah, what did you guys think, Colt?
Oh yeah, I fucked with this. I'm a big fan of these cold opens lately with Tara. You know,
Hmm.
her at the church, and then her going to the literal leader of the church, the father
Yeah,
Dobby. Um,
that's hard.
maybe an alternative timeline somewhere. She did some with Adam, or like did some with Alpha Kenna, but unfortunately, well, actually no, not unfortunately. That just makes it sound awful. Um,
Wow.
yeah, but we got Dobby instead. But I'm excited to see where this thing. It's a very interesting angle. Very too, like, there's a big gap between the dynamic of like Dobby and Tara. Like Dobby's like, he's more of a wrestler kind of guy. You know what I mean? Dobby's like the in
Yeah.
ring guy. He's
Yeah,
like
like
the in
Tara's a
ring.
storyteller, Dobby's a
Yeah,
wrestler. Well, not
yeah.
Yeah.
storyteller. That implies Dobby isn't, but you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Wow.
she's more of
Yeah,
a
no, I get what
gimmick.
you mean.
She's more of a character than she's a wrestler. I feel like that's the
Yeah,
best way to describe Tara. She's more
yeah.
character
She's
than
sports
wrestler.
entertainment. Dobby's pro wrestling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
True.
exactly what it is. Sports entertainment and pro wrestling. But I'm really excited to see how that like dynamic clashes. So yeah, I'm interested. I'm hooked. I can't wait.
Um.
Yeah.
So I was
Uh,
gonna say I was hoping in this story to like I agree in the fact that like Tara's very much a character worker. I'm a in-ring worker. I was very much hoping in this angle that like we'd sort of get to do the best of both worlds rather than like me sort of dragging down Tara's promos because I'm not as good as a character as her, and then like in-ring stuff like I try something too complex if we do end up facing, um, and it just sort of like backfires and just doesn't have a great output. But I think this promo was like a good first step. Obviously I couldn't live up to what Tara was doing in it. But I really like getting to work this dynamic with her, and obviously me and Tara were each other's first match back this run, which is like a very interesting ground to retread. Sorry to cut you off there, Dopple. Go ahead.
oh no, no worries. It was just one thing I think that hasn't really been touched on is Tara has done like what two real voice promos, and both of them have like hit. Like she sounds that
Yeah,
character so well, and also like I think she timed like when she started using her voice perfectly because she dropped her belt and then started cutting voice promos. Like I don't think she needed to be using her voice during her reign,
yeah,
and it's like it's still keeping everyone engaged because this is like my love for Tara promos is like a whole new amount now that she's like interacting with the wrestler roster and stuff,
yeah.
and like she's basically Daniel Larson now with like her public
That's true.
outbursts.
That's a great point. Yeah,
Uh, yeah, I'm really interested in seeing if like Dobby and Tara is going to be like a continued dynamic, or if Tara is going to continue searching around the roster for help. Because I could see it going either way, and I think I'd enjoy them
yeah,
equally.
yeah. I'm like I said, I'm very excited to like get to further this stuff, and like I think the big appeal of Tara promos to me is not in ring. So I agree with you in the sense that obviously because she was a champion and she was in ring a lot of it, having her like cut a live mic promo wouldn't have the same effect as like say the editing and stuff here, where it's like really dingy and like the settings of where she cuts them are like very integral to the appeal of a Terra promo. I just think like yeah, she'd do a great job on the mic itself, like in an in-ring setting. But I just think this sort of setting is way more appealing for like Terra's allure. No cast pun intended. Yeah, I just really like these little Terra things, and like I said, I'm glad to get to be involved with something quite silly because I feel like outside of Slick, Dobby hasn't been involved in like a tremendous amount of silly stuff, so it's really fun to get to do something like that, and it's a little bit away from the norm of just me being an uber serious guy.
You're just
But yeah,
slowly dying.
yeah, pretty much. I'm just a walking corpse. I am a zombie, like my theme says. But yeah, no, I had I had a very fun time doing this promo, and I'm glad it was well received. But yeah, I haven't got anything else to add. Do you guys have anything to add before we get onto the show itself? Actually, this time.
Tara better watch those fucking matches I sent her in DMs.
Yeah.
I sent
What's the
her
package?
such a good. I'm sending the list right now. I sent her 4 fucking
Let's see.
matches, and she better watch all 4 of them in preparation for fighting Dobby whenever that match may be.
Oh yeah, Arjacon. Guess we need to make a fucking Adam Priest tape. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide, baby.
Roll Tide. No, but yeah, I'm excited for the future of this little feud. Yeah, I ain't got anything else to add. We good to move on to the show?
Hell yeah.
Beautiful, and that brings us on to someone very close to Tara in her own tag partner, Cassidy, because she kicked us off here tonight as she faced none other than Real Wild Wolf, and the Spotlight briefcase was on the line here.
This is the first time the Spotlight briefcase was on the line, right?
Yeah. This is. I don't think any of them were actually were they?
I feel like this might be the first one. I don't remember like any other like Spotlight briefcase defense, like defending the briefcase.
But it's definitely the Spotlight, but I can't remember if like Rich defended his national or whatever back in the day. I say back in the day like it was ages ago, like when there was.
It feels like years ago at this fucking point.
It does because they were cashing really early compared to like Cass still having hers. But yeah, the match itself, I really enjoyed this match. This was like obviously we knew we were getting more of a serious Wolf as per his promo last week. I was very iffy on it because I feel like a lot of Wolf's appeal is comedy. But I really enjoyed this one. I think this match was very fun. I think there was some really good heel offense from Cassidy, especially. But I think Wolf has been looking like a pretty solid hand once again as he like gets reacclimated to wrestling and everything after his time away. And yeah, I was a pretty big fan of this match. The only thing I didn't particularly enjoy here was in regards to like this is a very personal thing, and like I feel like not everyone will agree. I'm not a huge fan of the free hand drop thing. I think it's kind of drawn out and like overdone, and I personally prefer when it's like done in the one hand drop they keep it up way, because I think it's like if you see free hand drops, it's almost always get the hand up and keep it up on the third, and it's like oh my god, whoa. But I feel like if you do it with the one hand drop and like they keep the hand up, and then it's like okay, yeah, he is or whoever's in it is still in it basically. I much prefer it done that way, but that's my only real gripe with this match is that. So it's a very good testament to how well they did here, considering that is the only sort of person, and like I said, that's an opinion thing. So for that to be the only thing that I can sort of point out here and be like not a huge fan of that is a testament to both of them, and I'm like I really enjoyed this match, and they should both be proud of this one. But yeah, that's my main thoughts on the match itself. What did you think, Dopple?
I thought this was really solid. Like if I had to nitpick, I'd say there was kind of like 2 things I was a little iffy about. One was like the pacing on Cass's outside offense. It felt like we had kind of just got into the match and she was already curb stomping onto steel steps and putting him through a barricade. Also, the barricade spot I'm a little iffy on, but I'm like, it's Minecraft wrestling, and I'm always on
Yeah,
like, the belief we should lean more to the Minecraft side. And when
that's
in
fair.
doubt,
Yeah,
so I didn't mind that, and also like I wouldn't have minded the three-hand drop spot if it wasn't like prefaced by a 9 count. Like
that's fair. Yeah,
I'm not like 100% sure if they were trying to go for like a nine count spot there, but either way, it kind of like stalled the offense for a lot
yeah.
of it. But I mean, like the latter half of this match, I don't have any notes with, and I agree with you. Like Wolf has came back and he's gotten like back into the flow of things now. I think he's improving at a steady rate, like the same way he was before he left.
Yeah, yeah, that was another thing I completely forgot about was the when she bends the bars. I did have to suspend my disbelief a little bit because of it, but it's like you said, it is Minecraft, so it's like I can look past that. But yeah,
Yeah,
what did you think
I
of this
think
cult? What's
I
up?
think also part of that came from like if Wolf had bent the bars, I wouldn't have minded as much.
Yeah, I
Cassidy's
agree.
like what 180.
180, yeah, 185, 10, 5'11", something like that.
Yeah, she's smaller than Rey Mysterio. How is she bending those bars?
Maybe she took some of Tara's like pills that she stopped taking.
But yeah,
Remember when
sorry.
Tara popped you up?
That was like the only other thing I had to add.
Yeah. Colt, what did you think of this match?
I thought it was good. I enjoyed calling this one at the desk. The bar spot was funny. I kind of had to put that over a little, like, oh my god, look at that! That just shows the strength of Cassidy. Oh my
Yeah.
god, bending those
Yeah.
Those are
bars.
not gimmick bars.
um, I agree with Dobby when he says I don't really fuck with like the three-handed drop thing. I'm I can get behind like the one-handed drop, but I'm a big fan of like when the referee like goes over to someone, like shakes their wrist, tries to like get life out of them, and then just like fucking calls it when like they
Yeah.
can't respond, like the shake of the wrist and then
Yeah.
ring the bell, he's fucking out. I'm a bigger fan of that.
Yeah,
Um,
same.
but you know more people just gotta be good referees. I feel like
True.
Anyway, yeah, the match itself, it was fine. It was good even. There's really nothing much to complain here about. It did its job. I think we all knew Cass was going over. Like much love to Wolf, but there's no fucking world
No,
where like
I will say that Arizona heat spot did get me for just a
Yeah, I was like,
second.
yeah. I
yeah,
mean, I'm glad he's in Arizona Heat now. You really never see like we saw it like last week. Like actually,
yeah.
Coloki did whisper me about this. So when Wolf did hit like the Arizona Heat on the cast, and then Cast got the rope break, that was the same way Coloki got out of the Arizona Heat the week prior. So
Mm,
it's a repeat of last week. So I like that bit of like
that's cool.
like what would you want to call it, like bleed in to like not bleeding,
Bleeding.
but like continuity,
Yeah,
whatever the fuck it's
continuity.
Continuity, yeah.
continuity. Yeah.
Continuation.
I'm sorry. I'm like Daniel Larson. I just like mispronounce a bunch of shit. Yeah,
Just
Only Russell
noted
continuity.
mentioned
on
twice
something.
today.
Yeah, continuity. Yeah, of like
Yeah,
people getting the rope breaker to Arizona Heat spot, which I fuck with that. So yeah, fine stuff
yeah,
all around. Nothing too offensive in here, and yeah, enjoyed it.
yeah. It's I kind of agree with the Arizona Heat stuff. I think it's pretty cool, and it does keep it relatively strong looking, I
Yeah.
suppose. Even though it's like it's still being got out of, but it's like you need to resort to the ropes with it. So I'm more okay with it in that sense. I'm I've probably mentioned it before. I'm not huge on like a finisher being made to look proper weak, but I think this is a good way to sort of get it in use, but like make it look like Wolf's gonna win, and then counteract it by having the rope break and stuff. But yeah, this was a fun little match. Cass retained. It sort of did what it needed to, and it was a pretty fun match at that. So yeah, can't complain about it. Do you guys have anything to add before we move on to our next segment?
Nope.
No.
Nope. That brings us on to you, Cole, as you're backstage for a
Me?
little interview. Yeah, you
Oh
with
my
none
god.
other than Nevlin, and this is you backstage, like I said, with Nuck, and I can't remember what like the promo topic was because it was sort of overshadowed by what happened after to me.
It
But
was basically
obviously,
like
like
general thoughts on Coloki, like, oh,
yeah,
what do you think about Coloki? Well, you got you accepted a title match later down the line. What do you got to say about all that?
hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I don't remember like a lot of the promo because what happens after and what happens especially later on in the show is like way more interesting and like appealing because what
Yeah.
happens later in the show, which we'll get to, is one of the most insane things to ever happen in Minecraft wrestling, and I'm very excited to get onto that. But this was a nice little promo. It's set up into the brawl because Koloki attacked you very early on into this promo.
Yep. It's the
Well, not very early on, but
revelations.
he hit you with the revelations. You guys brawl. The fucking little Tron thing behind gets broken, which looked to be a complete accident. I'm presuming it was.
Nah,
Um,
that was intentional. I feel like
but totally
on the first time
intentional.
it was an accident, but like the second time
Yeah, the
wasn't.
second time definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, no, just a little brawl. You guys brawl through into the canteen area, and that's where we leave you for a moment because like we said, we get back onto it a little bit later on in the show.
Yeah.
As regards to this little promo, I think it was a cool thing of like, I'm just a big fan of like bleed overs and the fact that we come back to it later. I think it's like a really, really cool continuity thing, and I really enjoyed that about it, especially. The promo itself, like cult promos are great. I enjoyed it. I don't remember it a lot because it was sort of overshadowed by Kaloki coming out of nowhere and Larry
Yeah, I
hitting
feel
the
like the whole
revelations
point
on
of
you.
this was just like the brawl itself and not really the promo side of
Yeah,
things because like
Yeah.
if I'm going to cut like an all-timer pro, I'm going to save it for when like, it's all about me. It's all about the power. Oh, it's all about David
about me. It's all about the power.
Yeah,
David
pal. Yeah, buddy.
David
No,
Hotanka.
I'm really
what you
Um,
glad
say?
you got that reference, Dobby. I'm so happy I don't have to cut that out now. But
no, don't worry. I got it.
all right, yeah. Anyway, I feel like the point of this was just more so the brawl itself, not like the promo,
Yeah,
because if I'm gonna cut a promo, right, like you know, all about me. It's gonna be all about me. It's gonna be only me, and I'm gonna be able to like cut it on my own fucking terms, and that's gonna be like the main focal
yeah.
point.
hmm Yeah, I agree with that. It was very clear, like, obviously, I knew it was happening because Koloki DM'd me, like, mid promo, like, we're going to brawl through into the canteen. Can you just stop there? I'm like, yeah, I got you. So I was just sat there, like, anticipating Koloki coming in, but, like, even then, I didn't know it was going to lead to what it leads to later on, which is, like I said, one of the most insane things we've seen in, like, ever in Minecraft wrestling. But yeah, it was a nice little setup. I don't have much else to say. Doppel, what did you think of this?
I enjoyed this. It did what it needed to. It's a Colt promo. I'm a mark for Colt promos. I like him. He sucked my dick. I suck his. You know how it is when it comes to the promos.
Whoa,
Um,
Dopple. Let's not word it like that, buddy. All right, let's not fucking word it like
Jail.
that.
got a month left. Anyway,
Uh,
but yeah, I like this. Also one little detail in Coates promo I liked is the fact he acknowledges that he used to be an asshole and he used to have like a big mouth.
Yeah.
And just just talking about how he always different than how he was a year ago. And then obviously, Koloki comes in and we see the first little glimpses of the shouting in lowercase.
Yeah.
Jonathan
Ah.
Cole.
Jonathan
Ah,
Cole.
shit.
The little R's were really funny.
The-
Um.
And then just me
Yeah.
being like, bitch, bitch, bitch,
yeah,
Bitch,
that
bitch,
comes
bitch,
out
bitch,
later in
bitch.
the
pussy,
night.
pussy,
Yeah.
pussy, pussy.
A very funny night of Colt and Kaloki back and forth. But yeah, no, this is a pretty cool setup, like I said. But I have a lot more to say on what happens later, so I'm good to move on. Colt, do you have anything to say as someone who's in this segment?
Oh, not really. I feel like most of my thoughts are gonna go into the later segment.
That's fair, yeah. Doppel, you got anything to say before we move
Nope.
on to our next segment? Beautiful. We're speeding through it today. Not many promos to cover, so we're going very fast. But hey, at least we're giving you our thoughts. Is all I can say.
True.
That brings us on to Jacob versus Kyle. Another funny moment came from this, but not in the match itself, technically. Because the bell rings, Jacob throws a flying headbutt and then immediately starts hopping on one leg and bouncing
He was
around.
hitting that shit
I
3
thought it was
times in a
intentional.
row.
I thought
How
it
did
was
I?
So did I.
completely intentional. Like, he
I thought it was
Same.
maybe like Sterry was dancing on his ass.
yeah, Jacob hits the flying headbutt and then starts like immediately celebrating. I
I
thought that's
genuinely
what
thought
was
that's what it
happening,
was.
but apparently that wasn't the case. But
Jacob
Yeah.
joining back every single time
It
and
was so good.
complaining.
I need to like clip all that out because that was the funniest shit. Like since whatever the fuck happened when Koloki disconnected last week and like all the shit surrounding that, which I also still need to clip out. It was so funny. It happened like 3 or 4 times as well, and every fucking time Nuck and Colt would just die laughing on commentary, and it made it 10 times funnier. Um, no, this is just like before we get into the match itself. This was so fucking funny. I loved it. And
Yeah.
if there was a way to stop it happening, I think it would be so perfect for Jacob just fucking headbutt the shit out of Kyle and just start prancing around the ring like a fucking idiot. So I'm kind of bummed that like it doesn't work like that because it would be so much funnier. But yeah. I mean, eventually we got things under wraps, and Jacob couldn't use the emote, unfortunately.
Damn.
And he just immediately headbutts Kyle off the bat. And this is basically just a murder of Kyle. Poor Kyle, he gets absolutely decimated for.
Oh, he gets a riptide in.
He gets a riptide, which is kicked out at 2, which I'm iffy on. I don't think it was a great full seat. I feel like he should have got maybe a few strikes in at most. I'm iffy on that specifically, but
I would have liked them. I would have liked to see a Kyle roll up more than Kyle hitting a move.
yeah,
and
that's
hitting a
fair.
falsie.
Just something to show desperation more than hey, here's a special move. I'm still in this, but then he's not because he just gets immediately jumped again, essentially.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
So no, I don't have much. I'm just gonna sum up the match. You go ahead.
Also, just one thing I wanted to add. In the recording, you could like when the match starts, you can hear Adam going, "Let's go," because
Yeah,
too
I've had
close
to
to
trim that
com
so
starting
weirdly.
again.
Yeah, it would have trimmed really weirdly, so I kept that in because also it was funny. Yeah, it's just basically a prolonged murder of Kyle till eventually Faywin has to step in and basically. He doesn't cost Kyle the match. Kyle was going to lose. Let's be real. He was going to get his ass beat till he like submitted to the knee bar. But Faywin steps in. He was hesitant though. Faywin was hesitant to step in because he wanted Kyle to prove himself here. But yeah, he has to step in to save his body. Beats the shit out of Jacob, and then he issues a challenge to Jacob. He's like, "Me, you."
Breakout in Scotland.
I was gonna say no. That's what I can't remember the name of it. It's
Breakout in Scotland.
Breakout in Scotland.
Or Breakout in Glasgow. One of the
No,
two.
Showdown in Scotland is the name.
Oh,
Showdown in Scotland.
yeah,
that's
yeah,
it.
yeah. It's Breakout. Wait, no,
MWA Breakout
Breakout
Showdown in
Showdown.
Scotland. Breakout
Yeah.
is
Oh my
going to
God,
be like
Breakout, up
the
your
Very
name.
international
wordy.
shows.
Very wordy. Yeah, I've mentioned it in my question the other day. I'm not a huge fan of the build so far for this match, and also the fact that this was announced in a typing promo here. I don't know if like Faywin couldn't speak or anything, but like I think it would have been way more interesting to just sort of have him like grab a mic and basically be like, hey. Fuck you! If you're gonna do this to me and my body, meet me at the pay-per-view. And Jacob's like, okay. But that was not the case. He for whatever reason did it on the. He typed it. I don't know. I'm stumbling over my words today. He typed it out, and it didn't get the same effect for me personally. Like I'm excited for the match. Don't get me wrong. That match is gonna be fantastic, but I feel like the hype of it being announced wasn't great. Is the way to put it.
Yeah.
And it's like it was very underwhelming for what I think could be like a match of the year contender if they go really all out here. I feel like having Faywin on the mic, going all out and be like, "Hey, you, I want to beat your ass for my body," I want your belt. And then Jacob's like, fuck you, you're on. And then he headbutts him.
With that, like, sorry to cut you off, but with that, like, first three-way promo they had, I thought they were building Jacob versus Kyle, like, again, as, like, the big feud. I didn't actually
Yeah.
think they were doing Feywind and Jacob at first. And so it feels like they're only really getting, like, this week of build, really, for the
And then
show.
whatever they do next week, yeah. I feel like Kyle's tried too hard last week to make it that case, and that's probably why it came across like that. Is because Feywind, he obviously Kyle stepped on and he's like setting up for this match. But I feel like Kyle put way too much into like making it him and Jacob here, whereas Feywind took like a little bit of a backseat, I guess, last week, and then he sort of, I guess, ramped up a little bit here, but it still just doesn't feel like a huge blood feud or anything. Well, it's not going to be a blood feud. They don't have a lot of history together. But more on the sense of it doesn't feel very, very like aggressive and like these two hate each other and like a world title feud is the way to it, I suppose. It's weird. It's like I'm very excited for the match itself and I know it's going to be great, but the build so far, it's very much not befitting of a world title feud and a feud between two guys of this caliber, I guess. So yeah, it's going to be a great match. I'm just hoping they can give us like a lot more in the go home to like really hammer home. But yeah, it was fine all around. Jacob obviously got a flying headbutt on Feywind to end the segment as he fled to the back. But yeah, it was fine all around. I feel like fine is the most I can say about this as a whole, to be honest. But Dopple, what did you want to say?
Yeah, the match itself, like, I don't have much to add on. Like, it was solid for what it had to be. But I think for the finish, I would have, rather than seeing Feywind, like, cost Kyle the match and, like, get Jacob a DQ win, I think I would have rather seen Kyle tap, Jacob hold on, like look at Feywind chat shit to, like, fuck with him, and then Feywind like rushes in, or even just Jacob holds on and Feywind like rushes in. It just felt like that would have been the better option than having like Jacob win by DQ. But I will say I do think it's a little more interesting now that what Kyle has a DQ win and Jacob has a DQ win against each other. So I have a feeling that they might be setting up for them to run it back another time down the line, maybe when Jacob doesn't have the title and Kyle's a bit more trained up.
I think that'd be an interesting like you said when Jacob drops the title and like Kyle was a bit more trained up. I think that'd be like an interesting little pay-per-view revisit. But yeah, as it stands right now, I'm just excited for Jacob versus Feywind more than anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, Colt, what did you think of this?
It was a match, and it happened on Unleashed.
Yeah.
It did.
I mean, I don't really have anything to comment on the match. It was nothing special. I do feel like the finish was kind of awkward to me. I probably would have just had Kyle tap out if I was like booking it. I probably would have just had him just regularly tap out, and then like hold it on, and then that's when like Feywind is like, pressured into like attacking Jacob afterwards. Like the second chat, like little like banter between them saying like, "I want your title." Okay, you're on. That was a little awkward, too. I would feel. I'm not saying like like cut a whole promo, but I feel like maybe like save like the challenge for like the week after. Maybe I would feel, not just like right there in the moment. Just have these two like beat each other up. Jacob gets the flying headbutt and rolls out, and then like that angers Feywind a lot more, and then Feywind like cuts a promo or like in a promo channel, or like comes out next week and is like, you know what, Jacob, I'm tired of your shit. I want the fucking World's Heavyweight Championship, and I want it in fucking Showdown in Scotland, and I want that fucking match made. And then we get that match between him and Jacob. I feel like that might have been the way to go, but I'm not complaining here. Like, we all know like the match is gonna be fucking like tremendous. Seeing who's like gonna be working that match, Jacob and Feywind.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So I have no doubt these two are gonna cook. They will cook. Yeah, I hope the build I hope that what they do next week to build to the match even more is better than it has been the past few weeks. Hopefully,
Yeah.
and yeah, that's really about all my thoughts on that.
Yeah, that it's just a case of the match itself will be really good. I know it will be.
I
I'm
hope.
just I was gonna say
Sorry, go ahead.
I just want the story to sort of catch up a little bit to how good that match will end up being.
I hope we get I hope we get at least like a promo from Feywind and promos
Yeah.
chat, because I think I'd really like to see something that's just him in this build rather than him and Kyle.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Especially considering it's in Scotland that
Yeah,
he's having to show up in front of his entire country.
yeah. I feel like Phelan having the chance to just himself get his thoughts out and not, I guess, not be interrupted by Kyle in any way, and just let him get his full thoughts out on the situation would be very beneficial. And I just think I think he'll be welcome to see Faywin cut a little promo in promos chat and just help push that story forward a little bit, I guess. Ahead of whatever they go on to do next week, ahead of the pay-per-view itself. I think the match will be really good. I'm excited for the match itself. But yeah, I don't have anything else to add. Do you guys have anything to add before we move on?
Nah.
Just excited for that match. That's a match of the year contender right there.
That's
True.
what I'm saying. Hell yeah. But that brings us on to Avery. She is backstage and she goes to talk to Boston about what just happened. In fact, because she goes into Boston's office and she obviously hater of Feywind is like, really, you're going to reward him for that? He just interrupted the match that you made and attacked your champion, and you're just going to reward him for that? And Boston's like, yeah, pretty much. Who the fuck are you anyway? And it was I love the Boston dynamic with everyone where it's take no nonsense.
Yeah, he's 2-0 against the locker room right now.
He is. He's fucking. It is both heels as well. Well, Avery is a heel in everyone's eyes, so he's taking no nonsense from anyone, and it's great because I feel like was it you who said it would be weird in any other instance if it wasn't Boston and Avery Dopple? It was either you or Cass that said it would be weird if it wasn't these two. I'm just reading Cass's. She says, oh, okay, it was Cass, yeah.
Okay.
Boston Big League and Cass is Cass Big League and Avery, sorry, is if it was anyone else, when Kyle tried to downplay Avery was but Boston, being this legend, the GM, this guy who's a very old head coming into the new era, him basically telling Avery, I don't care what you've done nothing under me. I think that's a really cool dynamic, and it really fits into what Boston is building as this no nonsense, basically tough to crack GM. And I think it just the dynamic here was really cool, and Avery was furious about it. Boston, was it you who was saying the fucking monkey and tiger?
Yeah, the monkey and the leopard image.
That made me giggle. That's exactly what it was as well. Because it's Boston is unbreakable. Basically, no one can get to him so far.
Avery was literally screaming in Boston's face, and he just mocked her. He just responded calm and collected.
Sissy liberal.
It was so well done though, because the two people to have confronted Boston so far are very opposite ends of the spectrum in the heel regard. In the fact of Atom is this little chicken shit scared guy, and Boston dealt with him accordingly. And then Avery, she's this very strong-willed. Let's call a spade heel, because she's not a good person anymore. And Boston still deals with her in the right manner, I suppose. In it doesn't really regard you in any way, what I'm doing with my world title division, because you're not in it right now. You can face Cassidy. You prove yourself next week to me. I think that's a very logical and good step from a GM to like, I want you to prove yourself, so go and face someone who could like cash in on that. Show me you're like in this world title scene. Show me you are this like great like world title level competitor you say you are. And then yeah, Avery versus Cassidy next week. That match will be great. And yeah, I just really like this dynamic. I love Boston as GM. He's very fun to see sort of interact with the roster. I want to see how he interacts with some faces now. I want to see how he starts reacting with like the more respectable people. If he's like, "You're a fucking sissy, fuck you," or if he's like, "Okay, I respect it. Go out there and do whatever you need to." And it's a really cool dynamic, and I think I loved Cruz as GM. Don't get me wrong. But I feel like some of the interactions he had was very one note in the fact like he despised Jacob, he loved me and you, Dopple. Um, but I feel like under Boston's like GM and the way he's building this character, there is a lot of potential for him to have very individual like basis relationships with everyone. And I'm a big fan of it so far, and I'm really excited to see how he builds it with the wider roster. But yeah, this was a really good promo all around. They both did great here, and I'm excited to see Cassidy versus Avery next week. But what did you think of this generally, Doppel?
I thought this was very solid. I mean, these were two people I was actually really interested in seeing the dynamic between. Just like because like I feel like Avery's gotten very good in a very short span of time, to where like she doesn't really need to look backwards that much, whereas Boston comes from the literal like opposite end of the spectrum. Like he comes at the very beginning of this. And it was like one of those things I was always wondering on how they'd like kind of communicate that, and they did it well here. Like I think Boston definitely like made a good point to address it by basically hitting Avery with the "Who are you again?"
Yeah.
But yeah, I really like this. Also, like you were saying with bleed over segments before, Dobby, I really liked the ending part with Breezy
Yeah.
walking in and being like, "Oh hey, we had our meeting."
And he slams the door in our face. What a dick.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah. What did you think of this, Colt?
You know, I've said it before. I'll say it a million more times. Avery's like, the GOAT. You know, Avery's always been like a fantastic promo, and like seeing this promo with her in like Boston was like so fucking good. And I'm glad that we got this interaction between like the two of them, because
Yeah.
again, like you guys said, very opposite ends of the spectrum here, and yeah. I just love it. You know what I mean? There's it's one of those things I can't really like speak. I can't really like give too much thought on because like it just kind of speaks for itself. You know.
Yeah.
I'm just a big fan of this, and yeah, it kind of leaves me a little more intrigued to seeing like, oh, who's Boston gonna interact with next? Who's he gonna have another
Yeah.
on screen interaction with next? So it kind of leaves me excited to see that.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm very excited to see how he reacts to like a very big face. I want to see him react with like Rich or someone like that, where it's like, do you know they're on the path? Rich or like I think Steve would be a really funny one to see with Boston to see how those two interact with each other. But yeah, I just want to see him with like with a face and just sort of make his way through the roster and like react differently with people. And I think he's had a very good start as GM with Avery and with Atom last week. But yeah, no, I really enjoyed this. Great promo all around. Does anyone have any thoughts before we get on to our next match?
Nope.
No.
That brings us on to our TV title match as Vox and Hironaka face off. And when I said earlier that I want some more like variety in the TV title division, that regards to Vox, and I'm hoping this is his last like shot it for a while. Like it made sense with the Atom story for him to like face Vinny here. But like, I am hoping this is the last time we see him face for it for a while because it is starting to feel like every time someone becomes TV champion, they have to face Vox. Like Vox is the gatekeeper of TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I think I
Yeah,
mentioned that like in a previous podcast where it was like I
yeah.
think it might have been the fucking was it the terror defense? It might have been, but it
It
was kind of
might have
like
been. Yeah.
it like you know, maybe Vox should like stay away from the TV title for a little bit, like do his own thing for a little while, like rack up more wins.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with that. Especially considering he's starting to find his groove with like the comedy-esque stuff, and we'll get into that in a second. I just want to see him sort of move on and do some more different, interesting stuff from here on out.
Yeah.
But yeah, in regards to the match itself, it was a pretty fun match. It was quite silly. It was fun getting to see Hironaka sort of find his way into a normal match, and like very early on, he almost resorts to using a chair, because he just forgets, and it's like a very very funny start. This was like generally a really good like comedy little match in the sense of they had the chair and they sort of did the Eddie spot, where what's it called? Vox throws the chair to Hironaka. He's like, "What?" Hironaka looks at the chair and is like, well, I need this win as well." So he throws the chair back to Vox and falls down. Both of them are dead as the ref finally stands back up. But Vox is an idiot and is like, "Did I win?" And he stands up holding the chair. Only for the ref to then immediately go, "No, I know you hit him, didn't you? You did it, and you're faking." And he's like, "What? No, I would never do that." And then it's thrown out, and it's a win for Hironaka by DQ. I think the funniest part of it is Vox is just a complete fucking idiot because he couldn't win the title that way, even if it was called as a DQ. So I don't know what the train of thought was there, but it like off of the note shit last week, it really like makes him look stupid, and I love this, and I think this was really really funny.
Yeah.
Um, my only thing here is like suspending my disbelief again because the ref like I can see where he's coming from, like saying Vox did it, but also he has no visual proof, and like if he got that wrong, that would be like very bad, and like Boston would probably beat the shit out of him for it. But like I see what the angle was there, and I still enjoy it because of it. But yeah, no, it was very very cool. Very silly little match, and it did what it needed to, and it made the comedic side of Vox fit really well, like he has been in the last few weeks. And yeah, I found it to be quite fun. I loved Atom on commentary. Atom was fucking
Yeah,
Yeah.
Adam was
hilarious
great.
on commentary. He was just he's so good. I love Atom so much. Yeah, just all around really funny. I enjoyed this. But what did you think of this, Colt?
Yeah, I thought it was a funny match. You know, it was a good like funny match. The Eddie spot was fucking awesome, and I feel like it was I feel like it was a good way for like Vinny to you know, win a match that doesn't include like, you know, beating the shit out of someone with like a light tube or like a
Yeah.
chair, you know, that kind of thing. I feel like that was kind of like the right call. I wish it was done like a little bit cleaner because it did feel like
Yeah.
a bit awkward, but you know, it is what it is at the end of the day. Still is, you know, funny. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I like it. Um, really interested to see what like Vinny does next. You know, in terms of
I
like,
agree.
you know, how is he gonna win matches without weapons? Like, how is he gonna like do it in his next defense? You know, yeah, just all around fine stuff here.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see where they go from here with like his defense if he gets one at the pay per view. I could see them doing like a triple threat between Atom, Vox, and Hironaka, and that's like Vox's like last real shot at it. And then like Vinny walks out, and then it's like because it's a triple threat, technically he can do whatever he wants. Um, so I'm very curious to see if he gets like a defense at the pay per view, and like if so, is that the case, or is something going to be built in the last week, which I highly doubt because it's only a week of build. But yeah, I'm very curious to see where they go from it. But Dopple, what did you think of this one?
I thought this was solid. I agree with what Cole said about wishing the finish had been a little cleaner, but just the visual of like Vox like having the ref knocked down, kicking Vinny in the dick, grabbing a chair, tossing it at Vinny, falling down, and then Vinny looks at the chair, smacks himself in the head with it, tosses it back to Vox, and falls down. Like I think I was laughing for the entirety finish, and with Adam's commentary, it was It was beautiful.
Yeah, Adam's commentary was really good here.
I do agree with what you're saying because I noticed it too with the fact that like anytime someone wins like the TV title, they have to fight Vox. It's like a
Yeah.
rite of passage. But I still think this is a solid match. I do think like I want the TV title to return to like the TV title, but I also want I don't want that to be during Vinny's reign. So I'd
Yeah.
like to see him get back to being able to do death matches soon. But
Yeah, I agree with that.
I thought this was pretty solid overall. One thing though, and it's kind of relating to the finish. It kind of felt like the ref didn't know what the finish was, which I don't know if it was something they
Yeah.
came up with or if it was in the original script. If it was in the original script, that's on Taco.
Yeah.
But like, I think if you anytime you do ref spots, you should you should make sure they know what the
Yeah,
spot
tell the
is.
ref. Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree with that.
Like, that's something I always kind of try and preach.
Yeah,
But other than that, this match was solid.
Yeah, that I feel like that's the biggest takeaway here is if you like have a rest spot and it's like not in the script like necessarily just sort of like clue them in and like because it just makes your match go way more smoothly, I suppose.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't have anything to add. Do you guys have anything to add before we move on to our next segment?
Nah.
I hate
That brings
that
us
belt. I do just
Yeah.
want to say that. The plate's beautiful. The strap.
The
Oh.
strap is horrendous. I hate it.
Yeah. It's fuck. Hold on. Yeah, it's supposed to be like that on purpose.
Yeah.
According to Vinny, because like, you know,
Well, bad.
there's it was supposed to be bad on purpose because like there's a Yakuza game, like the strap is based on like I think the main character's like outfit, and then like he gets told that outfit looks like shit, so I
Funny.
think that's the point. Like the belt is supposed to look like shit because yeah, Hironaga's a bum.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
fuck.
I do quite
Okay,
like that.
so it's just canon that Hironaka is no drip then.
I mean, his
I
XC
thought,
shit
yeah.
was pretty drippy.
True.
Yeah, but how many points does he lose for the snake skin?
A
lot.
Quite a lot.
Yeah, he gets like 10 points back for the plates though. Anyway.
True.
Yeah.
I kind of like that every TV champ's like getting their own personalized one now.
Yeah.
It's like the TNT title. I think
didn't
that's
fucking get that with my reign.
yeah. Poor Colt. Colt had a great reign.
Just win it again.
True.
Maybe.
There's a great point actually. No, but yeah, I'm enjoying Vinny's reign so far. I think there's a lot of interesting stories to tell with it. But yeah, I'm good to move on. Let's go to the Jimmy promo. Once again in a house, but in Scotland this time, I believe. This guy got properties and shit. But yeah, he's on his phone, being sad and shit. And then his doorbell rings. He gets a knock at the door. Who's there? Breezy again, because who else would be outside Jimmy's house? It's Breezy for like the 17th time. In it, he just needs to get a fucking ring doorbell and be like, "Fuck off, Breezy! I'm not coming to the door again. We've done this 7 times now, please." But yeah, he is there. Obviously, he's flanked by the SES as well. And he has a contract in hand and also a beer, because why not? Yeah, he has the contract in hand, and we know now why he went to Boston and what that meeting was earlier on in the show. It is the fact that he got one more match made for him, but this is high stakes on both ends, because if Jimmy is to lose his match, he has to join the SES. But if he wins, he gets his wish and his contract is voided and he is free from the MWA.
Oh my god, I hope Jimmy wins.
Yeah, I hope Jimmy wins. I can see nothing going wrong here.
Yeah, no, not at all. I hope Jimmy wins and he has a really great run in BPW.
Yeah.
Shandy darling.
Yeah. No, this is like obviously I feel like it's very obviously going to lead to Jimmy in the SCS. And we were saying like on the podcast, like I think a couple weeks back now, maybe a month or so back, that we wanted to see this sort of angle, or I did, where he's like forced into the SCS, and then come like execution when like his contract's up, He beats Breezy, gets his freedom, and is like, I love wrestling again. I'm re-signing. And it sort of looks like that might be the path they go here, and I'm very excited for that. The promo itself, whatever. I'm just kind of sick of seeing Breezy show up at Jimmy's door. If anything, I think it's been done to death. This is like the third or fourth time we've seen it now.
It's a
And I feel like
reoccurring bit.
it is, but it's also kind of not the funnest thing to watch from a viewer standpoint. I just in future, if we have anything where like Breezy or Jimmy goes to see the other one, I just want it to be like anywhere else, backstage, in a bar, in the parking lot, in the ring,
like Jimmy's
anywhere.
favorite restaurant. He gets cornered by Breezy. That'd be great.
Anything, like just make everywhere he goes like a living hell.
Wait.
Jimmy.
What if we like reverse the tables? What if Jimmy is the one to show up at Breezy's house? You know what I mean? Like
That'd be funny.
yeah, just like reverse the tables a little bit.
Jimmy's there to see Breezy's wife, but he has to lie and pretend he came to see Breezy.
Oh, hey Breezy, my SCS brethren, what's up? I just want to see it like Breezy just like going up to Jimmy in really awkward positions and like making his life hell. Like Jimmy just at a fucking urinal, and then you just see Breezy walk up behind him.
Comes out the cubicle.
He's dead. Fucking DMK comes out the other one. Miss comes out the other one. Oh, what the fuck, Miss? Is the men's room? Why are you in here? And then Miss just has to like sadly walk out and wait outside while they like.
Misty walks out, puts on a fake mustache, walks back in.
Hello, it is me, Mister. It's me, Mister. I just want to see some variety. If they have like more of these, presuming there's like some SCS stuff that will go down. If there's like an individual basis, please stop having him go to Jimmy's house only. Does Jimmy just never leave his house? Is that the thing? Like Jimmy,
yeah.
do you not have other hobbies?
How's he still in such great shape?
Exactly, like bro hates wrestling right now, but surely he has another hobby. Do you not like golf? Do you want to go do like bowling?
Like
Jimmy's arms got fucking bigger after like losing love of wrestling. Like he was just like a fucking like skinny white boy, and now suddenly like he's got like fucking 24-inch pythons on his fucking arms. Like, am I the only one who's noticed this?
Wait, does Jimmy have big arms now?
Yeah, he's got big arms. He doesn't have like the chest and back, but he's got like the fucking like the big arms.
Let me check.
That's crazy.
I haven't noticed.
Is Jimmy like 240 or something though? Because
yeah,
I've always kind of attributed that as a big man thing.
Yeah, he does have the big arms, so that's funny. Yeah, I didn't notice that somehow. But yeah, I like the angle they're taking with it. I just don't want to see any more like Breezy at the Jimmy house, lol. Even if it is a different house this time, that is in the middle of the plot world. But no, it was a fine enough promo. I'm more excited about what's to come from it more than the promo itself. But yeah, what did you think of this, Dop?
Honestly, I share most of my sentiments with you. Like it was fine enough. I do like the stipulation of like if Jimmy loses, he joins the SES. Like I think I actually said I wanted that stipulation for their last match that they had like 2 weeks before that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, it does feel like it's getting a little bit repetitive now because it's kind of like the same setup for the same promos, like a month and a half in a row or something.
Yeah.
Like Jimmy and Breezy's work was fine. Like I think they did as much as they.
Yeah.
But I think I would just like to see some variety in where they actually interact.
I agree. I just want to see variety, please. But yeah, Cole, what did you think of this?
Yeah, I thought it was good. I like this. I don't remember what much was said of the promo, but I mean the only thing that really mattered was the stipulation at hand.
Yeah.
Jimmy wins, he's out of his contract, and if Breezy wins, then he joins the SCS, and I feel like that's very, very obviously is going to lead to, but I'm excited to see, like, how it's done. Maybe, somebody else joins the SCS and, causes. Well, actually, wait, hold on. I'm thinking about that now. Would that really make sense for, like, someone new to join the SCS and, like, cost Jimmy that match? And then the person who cost Jimmy that match, like, also has to be with them in the SC. Yeah, I had to think about that for a second.
It's
That
it could be
seems.
like it could be Cage being like he does this favor for Breezy, because like Breezy's been bailing him out, so he's like a hooded Jacobs like hits Jimmy over the head, gets Jimmy into the SES like Breezy's been wanting, and then that's when we get the Cage reveal, and it's like he's got not only Cage but now Jimmy, because
Yeah,
obviously Jimmy's not going to be a willing participant in the SES,
right.
so I feel like adding another member doesn't take away from it too much. It just sort of gives them more stuff to do and like more, tag team opportunity. More people can go off and do individual stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm very curious to see how it goes because it's not going to be a clean win. I can imagine it, and I feel like Jimmy will detest him even more for it. And yeah, I'm just excited to see how it goes, really. And yeah, I don't know what else to add. Does anyone have anything to say before we get on to our next segment?
The new
No.
XCS is gonna be exciting. You got Breezy, you got Misty.
XCS.
XDS in
Wait,
group
wait, what did
forever.
I say?
You
You
said
said
XDS.
XDS.
No, I didn't say. I said S.
I
Fuck.
heard
You can
I
check
XDS.
the tape when you're editing,
no
pal.
no.
Yeah,
I
I heard
said
X.
SCS. I said
I
You said
heard X.
SC.
XDS.
I
I
didn't
heard
say
X.
XCS. No.
Check the
I heard
tape then.
XDS.
We don't have to argue about
No.
this. You can just
Okay.
see the facts later.
Okay. I will. Okay. Listen, I'm excited for the new SCS. All right. Breezy, Misty, DMK, Jacob Cage, and then Jimmy Sins. That's like the power cheer. That's like the most fucked up Fortnite squad ever. You know what I'm saying?
Fuck yeah.
True. That's like a very powerful faction. I'm very curious and excited to see what goes on from there. But yeah, I don't have anything to add. You guys good to move on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful. That takes us on to maybe the standout segment of the night because it's our follow-up to not last week, sorry, earlier in the show. But before we get to that, Aliku is here and he's making some really strange noises to start us off.
Why is
We
he?
are very, very curious what he's doing here, but it's revealed that he's polishing his worm to make it handsome. Obviously, anyone
Yeah,
who
just
thought anything
hard.
else is silly.
And it makes him
He-
groan.
He's groaning because he's putting that fucking
He's
extra effort
he's
into
shedding
shining
his
it.
worm, making it
Yeah,
pristine.
shedding his skin, shining it.
He needs a pristine worm to break out Jacob Cage from prison, because that helps, because otherwise the worm is ugly.
Yeah. Apparently that's I don't know what to say in regards to this, to be honest with you. Um, I'm very curious if this was like the brief where it's like in the promo where it's like Nux like polish the worm, it would be funny, or if Aliku, who was
Yeah, I
drunk during
wanna.
this, was just like, I'm going to polish my worm during this promo.
Yeah, I wanna see what the script for this originally was. Like, that's like, I think how much of that was the script, how much of it was Aleku? Because I know
Yeah.
Nux takes a lot of credit for the funny moments. So how much of polishing the worm was her? I need to know who's responsible.
Hmm.
Aleku's like the Hulk Hogan to Nux Vince Russo.
That's an insane comparison. Yeah, very very interesting
Piece of
way
shit,
to start the
Aleku.
segment off. Yeah, he polishing the worm and stuff. I don't have anything else. This was just a funny way to start this.
Yeah.
Cole, what did you think of the worm polishing before we get into the rest of the segment?
Well, I was kind of too busy.
You were a little bit. But...
Yeah. I was too busy. I wouldn't say too busy, but I was just getting ready with Koloki. When to like, for him to throw me out. Basically our cue. But yeah, I can read what it says in the script because Aliku's in the group chat. So.
Oh fuck yeah.
Okay, so segment 5.5, Aliku interview with some guests, 4 minutes. Aliku is polishing his worm with shoe polish at the interview area. Nock asks what Aliku is doing. Aliku explains his worm will soon shed its skin and he needs the new skin to be shiny and pristine when he gets to the jail so he can break Jacob out.
He did what he was told to. Fair
Yeah,
enough.
yeah, he made it handsome and didn't. Okay, so I like who didn't get any context on how the either, and not question him on how the worm would help. He was setting him up for failure.
Yeah, bro, I'm good with this. Whatever. Yeah, this was something. Anyway, the main part of this segment, because it's not just Erliku talking about polishing his worm. Because like we said, there's continuity. Because out comes Colt and Kaloki from. You guys were in there for a long time. There was like a lot of shit between your segments. How long were you brawling in catering to only just now come out of it?
I'd like to think that like we brawled for a little bit,
Yeah.
and then we just like got food together, and then like
Yeah, no, I
just
was
sat
gonna
down,
say,
had a
each
little meal.
other again.
I was gonna say you guys got separated by the lunch. Lunch ladies were gross. It's wrestling. Yeah, lunch ladies. We have lunch ladies.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you got separated by them. Like they fed you for a little bit. You both down, took a nap, and then you started up again.
One of the tables got broken for sure.
That poor table. There was so many in there. Only one.
And no, a couple.
Damn.
A few even.
Okay,
yeah,
that's fair.
two of them from the guys sleeping on top of them.
Yeah, heavy fellas. But yeah, they brawl out of catering and they brawl towards the interview area, and Alika's like, "Oh, what the hell?" Yeah, brawl into it. The Tron gets broken for a second time. We need to stop doing that. It's so much money to keep fixing, and it was a different part of it as well. Like you couldn't break the just fix part. Like it's fresh. There's probably still like fresh fixes there. Come on. Anyway, yeah, they break it, and this is where the fucking back and forth saying shit becomes really clear. Kaloki's lowercase
bitch,
and Colt go, bitch.
Pussy.
That's your message for today to put in the Discord. Go in MWA chat, tag Kaloki, and just go lowercase dot full stop, just and tag Kaloki in
and then all caps, pussy, bitch,
yeah,
bitch.
Yeah, you have to leave a space though. So like hold shift, press enter twice, so there's like a gap between them, and then just go pussy, bitch. Anyway, back onto the segment itself. Yeah, these two just be brawling and shit. Kaloki like gets a chair. I think he just hits you with it, right? Just
yeah,
hits you?
he hits me with it over the head.
Yeah. Brawls through into the parking lot. Colt you get up on the car, right?
Yeah, we get up on the car. He lifts me up, and then I push him off, and then I do a flying clothesline from hell.
That was cool. Yeah, and then you climb on top of the big ass truck back there.
Yeah.
Like canonically, probably like a production truck that carries like the ring and stuff like that. Yeah, you guys climb up, you brawl up there, and then you end up putting him through the fucking roof of the thing.
With a German
and that's
Coltplex.
Not even with a German Coltplex, and that's not even the most insane part about this.
My only regret with that, I should have done /do move German suplex. I feel like that would have visually looked fucking really cool. Yeah, but
awesome.
Is what it is. But yeah, it was still a German Coltplex either way.
True. Yeah, he goes through the top of it. How thin is that roof for a German to go through it?
Well,
anyway,
he's a big fucker, so
he's a big fucker, but like, how big for that to make sense?
Really
anyway,
big. I mean,
he goes
called
through.
him fucking fat on commentary last week, so
he's pretty fat. So
he's a super soldier.
True. That's probably like canon
Big Daddy
somewhere.
Viscera.
True.
This is fuck you.
True.
Big Daddy V.
Big fucker. But yeah, Colt makes his way down, and he makes his way over to this little truck.
That's the Kaloki truck.
I was gonna say the Kaloki truck. Those who watch UXW will recognize it because
he murdered Borat in it.
Drove into the wall and then fucking killed Borat. And then drove off with Edward Borenson. I think that's how you say it, Borenson. Yeah, he just drove off in his truck, and that's his own truck. And then Colt gets in said truck, starts it up, and drives it towards the fucking the truck. I'm going to call it a lorry, because different words. He hops out of the truck and it crashes into the fucking lorry with Koloki inside of it. Koloki might be dead. What the fuck?
No,
You're
he
evil,
put out a
Cole.
tweet at 4 in the morning.
Also,
How? How are you alive, Koloki?
cool. What compelled you to hit the most fucking devious laugh of all
That was
time?
evil, bro.
You hit the why so serious type shit.
I could not tell you, but I feel like it's gonna make it'll make a lot more sense.
Are you doing a
when it
Joker
happens.
attire?
No, I'm not doing no. What the fuck? No, I'm not.
Jesus.
No, that's like way too far. That's way too far. But
That's not
that
what
feels
did I
like way
do?
too on the nose. You know what I mean? That kind of feels like
Joker,
way
Cole.
too on the
Yeah.
nose.
Are you gonna carve a smile into Koloki's face?
Jesus.
I could.
Gonna see
No,
how
don't do
Koloki
that.
gets his scars. This segment was fucking bonkers. This was insane. Holy shit, this was awesome. I loved everything about this, especially the fucking truck crash. I'm presuming Koloki like pitched this somewhere because
Yeah, he
this
did.
has Koloki written all over it.
Yeah, this is
He's
all
like,
Koloki.
I can just imagine him going to Lucky the Nuck. I want to crash the van into the truck and me inside of it. And then the Nuck's like, you know what? Fuck it, why not? Because that just screamed Koloki using / clone to crash it.
Yeah.
And he asked me like after the fact, he's like, can you please add sound effects into it? And I'm like, I got you. So I added the crash sound effect, and then the ambulance is coming to check on him after. This was fucking ape shit. This was awesome. I love it. This is exactly what this feud needs. This is probably the best feud going right now. Like, this is fucking incredible. I love it so much. Yeah, I can't praise it enough. This is really funny. Koloki's little fucking lowercase screams make me giggle every time. I'll be watching it back, if anything, just for that and the truck moment.
Bitch.
'Cause bitch, pussy.
Bitch.
It was so good. This was so funny. I love everything about it. You cut that little promo as you walk away as well, Colt, after your devious little laugh. Koloki, somehow he's alive. I don't know.
He's alive and he's tweeting on Twitter. That's his first instinct.
He must have just got out of the way of that, like the main brunt of it. But yeah, this was fucking bonkers. I love it. But yeah, what did you think of this, Dopple?
Sorry, I'm yawning.
Yawning.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this. I mean, Koloki and Colt, you put those two together, you're gonna make magic. You give Koloki he's gonna cinema. It's not even a question. But yeah, I mean, this spot had Koloki or this promo had Koloki all over it with like going
Yeah.
through the ceiling and obviously the truck itself. I think I think Colt made the right choice doing uppercase like shouting. Because I think I feel like you kind of get two options. You either 100% send it or you give it like 10%, and it works out well either way. And knowing Koloki probably couldn't have gotten away with just screaming down his mic during it.
Yeah, that shit was late for him. This was nuts. This was so funny. Cole, what did you think of this as someone involved in this apeshit segment?
So Koloki, like, he basically, like, wrote down what we were gonna do here. What Nuck wanted was, like, a big spot at the end. We didn't know what that big spot was, but he just wanted, like, a really big spot at the end, but Koloki just wrote a bunch of shit down. He was like, alright, so, you're gonna take this truck and you're gonna crash it into a production truck after you hit me with the German Coplex, and then I do that. And the funniest part about it is that I thought this 7 was gonna be fucking ass, but watching it on replay, like I enjoy this a lot.
So
Like
funny.
you can see me like struggling like get into the trial because I don't know like how to like properly do so, because like I have to go like you could hear me like typing like /spectator, like getting in spectator mode and then trying to go in creative, but like I fall like I don't even like get into the truck. I kind of like just fall under it, and Koloki like whispers me in all caps, "Just get in." So like as soon as I like get into creative mode, like the truck's already driving, so I gotta like do /me falls out last second, and then the truck drives into the
Yeah.
fucking side of the thing. But I think it was still pulled off really well. So yeah, I don't know what I'm doing next week. I don't know what that may be. Um, but yeah, whatever it is, I hope it's good, and I hope people like it. And I'm really happy for you, Dobby, to say that your favorite feud right now, which means
Yeah.
a lot to me, really does. So yeah, I just hope. I feel like me and Koloki just hope that a lot of people just enjoy it, because this is a big step up from like last week, I would say.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
No, this definitely bounced back very well from last week, which was a bit awkward and was very much the standout moment of the night. And yeah, I'm just really excited to see what you guys do next week. Koloki should probably be wheelchair bound once again for it, but we'll see how that goes. No, this was very cool. And yeah, I don't think I have anything else to add on to it. Dopple, you got anything to add?
No, I don't think so. I'll get into this main event.
And that brings us into the main event, because it's Rich versus DMK. DMK's first singles match in 2 years, I think.
It's
I believe it's
yeah,
2.
2 or 3, yeah, 2 or
Months
3 years.
Yeah, because last time DMK had a singles match in MWA was against Snuck. Their last singles match was against Rory on BPW, actually.
Oh my god.
But yeah, last time they faced in an MWA singles match was Nuck. Nuck won, as he was very proud to point out. And yeah, this was really fun. I enjoyed this match a lot. I knew Rory would like take to MWA once again like a Dr. Water, and they absolutely have. I'm loving Rory. I'm just gonna say Rory as in the person behind it more than
Yeah.
because DMK is like weird to say, but it's like they've taken straight back to it really, really well. Maybe even better than like I expected them to. And I think giving them, Misty and Breezy to like play off of is like the best choice they could have made, because like it just only serves to make them look like a big deal here. And the fact that Rich even in the end had to resort to rolling them up made them look big. It made Rich look like a little bit of a bum, lol,
Yeah.
old man.
Oh my god.
But it made DMK look really strong, so I'm okay with it more than anything. Yeah, this match was just really, really good. I enjoyed the back and forth here. My only gripe with it, which I only thought about after the fact, was it was kind of strange debuting a special move, even if it was a signature, as the top rope variant. Because I feel like that just sort of serves to make it look a bit weaker if it's like immediately kicked out of or whatever the first time it's ever used. But that's literally only my real problem with it, I guess. But yeah, this match was really good. I loved it. I think these two worked really well together. It wasn't overly long as well, which I quite
Yeah,
liked.
I
It
think
didn't
it was
need
like
to be
8 or 9 minutes or something, which is pretty
yeah,
good.
it didn't need to be tremendously long, because DMK still is getting used to like singles wrestling in a kayfabe perspective. Well, we're getting back used to, sorry. And yeah, it was just a really good match. It was a good showing for Rory. Solid little win for Rich. And then after the match, we have basically the SAS just jump Rich for it. Breezy comes out. They look to hit the what do they call it? I'm completely blanking on the
Double-edged
name.
sword. Double-edged
Yeah,
sword. Which is
Double-edged
the
sword. That's
PTH
it.
trigger.
Yeah. So they have the arms up. Sorry. Jesus. And then out comes Steve to be the hero. Yeah.
I'm
In
bringing
his
Steve
Steve as well.
back.
the sexy bat. Yeah, he comes out in his Steve fit as well, like his Minecraft Steve fit. Comes out, basically clears house. Misty is behind him, turns around, fucking speared out of her boots. Hell yeah. And
Let's
then
go.
Steve basically comes to the aid of Rich, and it seems we got a new little friendship forming here in the MWA. And yeah, I really liked it. I think this was a cool ending. And of course, Steve alludes to wanting Misty at the pay-per-view with his gestures, and that match would hell yeah. That match would be awesome. These two obviously have a little bit of history, just in the fact that Misty is in the SES, Steve, a founding member of it. And
Yeah.
also, the four-way at Heatwave where they were both involved in it. But yeah, that match would be amazing. I'm curious like what Rich does here. Does Rich face DMK again? I don't know. I'm not too sure on the path for Rich at the pay-per-view, if it is just like Misty versus Steve, or maybe it's like Misty versus Steve next week, and then we have Rich and Steve versus DMK and Misty at the pay-per-view, something like that. But yeah, this whole segment was really fun. I enjoyed the match a lot, like I said. The little saving segment after was really well done, and I love Steve. Steve is awesome. I love you, Steve.
Steve my Shayla.
Steve only like skips to hear his part, so I'll praise him extra. Hi, Steve. I love you, Steve. Hi, Steve. Hi, Steve. We love you, Steve. Stevie.
You can cut the podcast, Stevie.
You can cut the podcast, Stevie. Yeah, no, this is just all around really fun. I enjoyed this a lot. But Colt, what did you think of this one?
Yeah, I thought it was a good match. Me personally, I'm not just saying this like the go against Rich. I probably would have had DMK go over after hitting that like big move, like that debuting move.
I think I agree generally. I like the fact they kept DMK protected with the roll up, and I don't think Rich is hurt too much by needing to roll up DMK, as opposed to how hurt he'd be to taking a loss to like this new person.
Yeah, I feel like DMK probably should have gone over, and then like right after they're like, you know what, let's beat Rich up even more because Rich is a loser and a bum. So they just beat him up more. They go over the BTE trigger, and then Steve comes out and like saves Rich, and then that's basically how it ends. But I don't know, the roll up is just kind of like you needed a roll up to fucking beat DMK. Like you couldn't just hit like
I get what you mean.
It didn't go for like the hollow purple or anything.
Yeah, it just makes Rich kind of look like a loser. Yeah,
I see it.
You know, I'm not really giving much in the Rich. You know what I'm saying? I can't really.
You haven't mentioned.
Yeah, no, this is out of the blue. Couldn't have guessed that.
You should have said something cool.
I know.
What? What did I do?
Nothing.
Nothing. You're good, buddy. Yeah, is that all you got to say?
Yeah, DMK probably should have gone over. Still don't believe in Rich as a face. Sorry.
Damn.
I love Steve though. Steve's awesome.
I love Steve. My Steve, bro.
Yeah, that's my
you always appreciate what you're about to lose.
True. I love Steve.
But yeah, I'm incredibly proud of Rory. I think she fucking cooked with this. I'll be honest.
Agree.
I was ready to give her some way to kind of get into the swing of things because she's a whole new character and a whole new moveset. But I mean, she's good off the rip. I mean, she was good in the way tag. She was good in this. But yeah, I really enjoyed this match. I think Rich was a good person to have DMK work with.
Yeah.
Rich's variants like solid in ring for me. I think there are faults to his promo work and stuff, but in ring, like he's definitely up there just in like doing entertaining stuff.
Yeah.
And like I agree where you're coming from with the roll up, but I don't think a roll up harms Rich as much as like a loss to DMK would. Whereas I think the roll up does kind of do good for like DMK because that's the next main event. That's like a really high caliber wrestler needing to get the roll up with DMK. But I do think there is room for maybe the interference from the SES to get DMK the win. I think could have also been a good way to do that.
Yeah, I was gonna say because I feel like the SCS, like this new iteration, they need like more wins under their belts, and I feel like they should DMK should have just gotten like the win over Rich here, like in like cheap fashion with like help from Misty.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think a lot of the time where the SES sometimes falls short. After a while, they stop being like as credible of a threat.
Yeah.
Like it's just kind of one of those things. After your faction takes a, and you kind of have like that specific like better than everyone else like aura around you. Like Yeah, you kind of need to make it work for you, which I think it's good that the SES is always kind of like swapping out leaders and members because of that.
Yeah.
But I think if you want to like prolong the success and like the viability of the faction, you'd want to try and keep like their losses to a minimum while even because I mean you can give them dirty wins. Like I think that gets the point across more, and also just like this SES that we have feels like one big machine working together. Like as we saw it in the tag match, how fluid they are, and I would just like to see them like more evidence of them working together, like to get DMK that win and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like they had a great start last week, and I don't think this hinders them very much. And the fact that they immediately resorted to attacking Rich, I think shows the sort of dynamic quite well, and I think they're going to bounce back from it just fine.
I did the little spot where like I think it was after DMK does the top rope move. Rory's or the DMK's just kind of standing there for a second, and Misty's off to the side. And it's like, pin him, Damien, and it's like that's just a really nice thing to show that like DMK's been out for a while. Like
Yeah.
like that was kind of the thing that cost him it. It was just like his ring rust almost.
Yeah.
Like I like that little addition.
Yeah, I feel like there's something really funny in the fact of that that Misty's dynamic with the Callis siblings is like really opposite in the fact that she's like her and DMK are like quite close apparently, and then when it comes to Rory, she's like, I want you fucking dead, Rory. And I don't know why that just tickles me, like it makes me giggle in the fact that it's like these two are related and yet Misty can't stand one and is in a faction and is friends with the other one, and I don't know why that's so funny to me. And it's funny because I don't know, that just makes me giggle. I can't really say anything else. It just is funny to me. But yeah, I love this new iteration of the SCS, and I think they're just only going to grow with with the Jimmy story, which I think is almost inevitably going to happen, and hopefully Jacob Cage, like Colt has been begging for, and I'm on the same. I'm in the same boat as. I don't know. I couldn't say that. But yeah, I love the new iteration of the SC. I'm very curious if/when Saints comes back to see where it goes from there, and if we get like a new bloodline sort of thing where it's like Saints maybe gets like some new people in or like some old faces to help him fight this new iteration of the SCS, which has become unstoppable by the time maybe.
He brings back the SCS Red, and then
Yeah.
Oh my god, SCS Wolfpack.
Red CS. Yeah, I think that's a really cool story that we could do, and then it's like Breezy, like Saints, you're a fucking loser. You left me to do this, and I'm doing way better of a job than you ever did. And then Saints is like, you're a cunt. Fuck you. Stella Flahead.
What if Saints is like what if he starts the SCS Wolfpack and he gets Wolf and his
Yeah.
and his
he can be like Conan, like how Conan was in Wolfpack. Yeah, Wolf can be like the fucking Conan of the SCS fucking Red.
I'll fight in the SCS Red for you, Saints, because you'll be a good guy in this scenario. So I got you, bro.
Honestly,
get Smile in the Red SCS.
We've had enough. It's gonna frown. It's finally happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm really excited for Steve versus Misty. I think I don't know who's winning that. Honestly, I think they could both. I think they could both realistically like slingshot from that win to a title. Like,
yeah, I think Miss needs it more just under the SCS banner and the fact that she took the pin at Heatwave.
Yeah, I think I agree with
that. I wouldn't be mad if Steve won. Don't get me wrong. But I just think Mist benefits way more, especially because Steve's on his way out. He can afford a lot more losses.
Yeah. He's pulling over the younger talent.
Exactly. That's exactly that. Yeah, I think Mist will just benefit way more from that win. And yeah, I'm very excited for where they go with that. But yeah, I don't have anything else to add. Do you guys have anything to add before we start wrapping things up?
Do I have anything to add? I like DMK's theme. I really like DMK's theme.
Great theme. I'm a big fan of the theme.
I'd have to re-listen. I wasn't like paying too much attention to the song. I
It's
bet it
very
is like really fucking good.
Yeah, the good shit on the theme front.
I'm also glad Vox has that other theme. I don't think I had ever
True,
heard
Vox's
that.
theme is
that show.
great.
Vox has a
Vox's theme is
top
really-
5 theme right now. I don't care what anybody
Yeah, I
says.
think I'd agree. I honestly
Vox's
think I'd
theme is
agree
really
with
good.
you.
Great fucking upgrade because I liked Vox's old theme, but I think it just got really old for me because he'd been using this since basically since he started. So it's like, okay, this is kind of old. Good song, got a bit old, but I really like his new theme as well.
True.
Yeah,
This show was money.
it was a really fun show.
Yeah,
A lot of
Yeah.
interesting variety all around. You know, with like
It-
truck
it-
murders and worm
yeah.
polishing.
Didn't have any like egregious lows or anything.
Nah, it was all around solid with some good highs.
Yeah.
And yeah, I enjoyed it. It was a fun little show.
That
I'm
was
very
good.
curious to see what the Go Home has in store, and in the pay per view, which is shaping up really nicely with like Jacob and Feywind. Maybe Steven Mister. Like I said, we don't know if that's going to be a weekly thing or a pay per view thing. But whatever it is, I'm very excited to see where we go. You know, Jimmy and Breezy, obviously. A lot of like high stakes stuff for the pay per view, and I'm really excited to see that come too, I guess. But yeah, I don't have anything else to add. Do you guys have anything before we wrap things up?
No Dopple nor Schiff on this show. I wonder why.
That's
Oh
true.
yeah. I was actually that was what I was. I just wanted to apologise. There was meant to be a thalassophobia out this week, but with my work schedule and with Jasper's schedule, I think we had zero time to actually get a date to record.
Son of a bitch.
Oh,
Come
I'm
on,
gonna-
Dopple.
It's okay. Whoever's listening to the end of the podcast, I'm gonna try and get 2 out this week. Well, not this week,
Oh,
but
yeah.
it's next week.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I love thalassophobia.
I wonder where Schiff
Yeah.
is in kayfabe since he wasn't here to have a defense of his Spotlight Championship.
He's probably like killing Slick or something.
I was
because
gonna
he's
say
just
trying to cover up his tracks.
that maybe that.
Yeah, he probably
Um,
defended it in like an indie that he probably defended it in like some like Scottish
A
indie.
carnival. Yeah.
Yeah.
A caravan park.
He said his name and Joe Hendry appeared.
Oh,
And then he killed
no.
Joe
Like,
Hendry.
after- Yeah, Joe Henry
Joe-
died in this universe.
Joe Hendry
Joe
fucking
Hendry
died in a
fucking
death
died.
match and shit. That's a
Well,
fucking.
I-
I go salute for him in
love Steve
RTR.
Law. True. Just have a ship appear with the belt.
True.
I believe in Chef Hendry.
Clap. But yeah, no, this was a fun show all around. Yeah. I'm excited for the future.
Yeah.
But that's about all we have to discuss here. Thank you for joining us. A bit of a shorter episode this week because we didn't really have any promos to cover.
And now we're in 37.
We're
Not bad.
concise and controlled. That's
Pretty
us.
solid. An hour 37 for the show. Pretty solid. But yeah, thank you for joining us. We will catch you next time. Jacob will maybe be back, probably. I don't know if he's wrestling next weekend. But if not, I'm sure Dopple will be here.
Yeah!
Thank you for joining us, Dopple, our honorary fourth host, I suppose.
Yeah, I love being here.
Hell yeah. Yeah, thank you for listening. We will catch you next time for the Go Home. Hell yeah. Okay, see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.